Hey guys, Drew here, back with another video, and it's time to make my 2025 Taylor Cup Finals predictions. And the teams have been decided who will face off in the 2025 Taylor Cup Finals. And it's actually a rematch from last year's 2024 Taylor Cup Finals. It will be the played again St. John's Junior Caps versus the CBN Junior Stars. I just like calling them the CBN Stars since there is no other team like in senior that's called the CBN Stars. They do have the CBs, but that's a different name. But so basically, this is going to be a interesting series because it is a rematch, of course, from last year's finals. And I definitely think that CBN is going to want to get revenge over the Caps in this one. So I want to give a little deep dive on some certain players, how the team overall was successful in their regular seasons. So the Caps, overall, with their goals for, they scored about 4 goals a game, which was third across the SJJHL. So approximately 4 goals a game, not too bad. Now in the playoffs, that's probably a change since it is lower scoring overall in the playoffs. Their goals against percentage in the regular season was 2.9 goals against average, and that was actually first across the SJJHL. Proof that I think that the Caps have probably the best goaltending in the entire league. You got 3 absolute studs in net: Jack Barrington, Scott Kirby, and Nathan Hurley. Those guys are definitely, I think that it'll be hard to make a decision on who starts in this finals because they're all so good. Then the power play percentage was 26.1%. That was third across the SJJHL. I certainly think they've had a pretty good power play this playoffs. It seems like as the regular season went by, they'd switch it out a few times here and there. Now with the playoffs, that it's all one first unit. The first unit is really good, and hopefully they continue with that in the finals. And then their PK percentage was 83.8, which was second across the SJJHL. Their overall record throughout the season was 21-7, which was first across the SJJHL. So the Cats will get home ice advantage. Game 1 is guaranteed to be at the Mary Brown Center. Schedule is unknown at this point. I do think it will be either this upcoming weekend or the weekend after that, or maybe in the week. But CBN, how did they do this year? They scored 147 goals. They let in 111 goals. Their power play percentage was 28%, and their PK percentage was 73%. So they had a bit of a weaker power play and a weaker penalty kill. So overall, it's a little weaker than the Caps, but that doesn't mean that it'll make the Caps a better team in this finals. I do think that the Caps are going to possibly come run away with it, but CBN's a team that you don't want to doubt out on. Their overall record in the regular season was 18, not 80. Holy crap! Imagine the teams won 80 games. Only in the NHL that could possibly happen, but even if it did, it probably wouldn't. 18-9 was their record in the regular season. So the Caps swept Paradise and the Avalon Celtics in round 1 and 2. Now the Paradise series was a best of 5, and the Avalon series was a best of 7. They swept the Paradise Warriors in dominating fashion, and then that Avalon series, it was a bit weird in my opinion. I think that Avalon could have definitely came out on top, but the Caps, I wouldn't say they got lucky because they played really good in that series, but they were all 1 goal, 2 goal games besides the final game, which was a 4-1 win. But they were all super close games, and it's definitely a tough way to go out for the Celtics. But the Caps were able to come out on top and face the Stars in the finals. The Stars had a pretty easy road as well, as they swept the Northeast Eagles and they beat the Southern Shore Breakers in a series, best of 7 series, 4-1. So they have only lost 1 game this entire playoffs. They pretty much dominated the Shore. I mean, they scored about 6 goals every single game. 6 goals. I believe their last game they won an OT. So that's a pretty nice way to go out in that series. To move on, I should say, not go out. Oh my. But yeah, so a few players that I wanted to talk about. We'll get started with CBN, some of their players to look out for. This one guy here didn't even play a regular season game for CBN because of his age. He's actually 16 years old, and he's too good to be playing U18 AAA right now. So he's up with the Junior B squad. I believe Tripen is eliminated, but it's their starter goaltender, Andrew Ackerman. You may have heard of this name, you may have not, but Andrew Ackerman in 19 games played had a 2.96 goals against average and a 9.32 save percentage. This guy's literally a brick wall in net. It's going to be hard to get past him. In the words of Herb Brooks from USA's hockey development team, I should say, from Miracle. If you score on him, you could keep the puck because it doesn't happen often. This guy, he's going to try to get CBN championship here. He was a starter last year, of course, as well, at the age of 15, which is honestly insane. And he wasn't able to get the job done, even though he did what he could. But yeah, just 16 years of age, and this guy is playing against guys that are like 19 and 20. Clearly, this guy's going to be a QMJHL goalie and possibly in the NHL. In my opinion, I think he's going to at least be close to it, maybe an AHL starter or something like that in the near future, because this guy has all the tools to make it to the show. Another player that I want to talk about, this guy, he is a beast, and he wasn't on the CBN roster last year, and you definitely know this name if you were in the province. Alex Crane. This guy has lit the lamp this year for the CBN Stars and the SJJHL, leading the entire league in points and goals and assists, I believe. In 28 games played, Crane has 37 goals. That is over goal per game. He's almost double goal per game. Like, say every game he scored 2 goals. It was close. It didn't happen, but it was close. Alex Crane, 37 goals, 25 assists for 62 points in 28 games. That's almost triple points per game. Alex Crane, what a beautician he is. He played 3 games this year for the CB Stars in the regular season, played a few games for them in the playoffs as well. And he also played Junior A last year for the Campbellton Tigers, I believe they're called, and the Summerside Capitals. So yeah, so he has Junior A experience, similar to Scott Kirby. So we got 2 Junior A guys battling it out this finals. Maybe Patrick Hurley is able to play some games for the Junior Caps. Only time could tell. But Alex Crane, if CBN were to win the championship, he's going to be the MVP. There's no doubt about it. This guy, honestly, will probably dominate this finals unless one of the Caps goaltenders and their defense is able to shut him down. But it'll be interesting to see what he has in his bag of tricks for this finals. And then for the Caps, there's actually 4 players I want to talk about. Obviously, I've watched these guys a lot this year. One guy in specific, Andy Knight. He's had himself a strong playoffs. In 23 games in the regular season, he scored 18 goals, 20 assists for 38 points. The guy has 2 overtime winning goals this playoffs. If the Caps go to like overtime or something, I'd bet my money on him to score the OT winner, because he's been absolutely incredible for the Caps this playoffs. Definitely a speedy winger. As he said in that one interview, kind of reminds me of like McDavid, almost speedy, can bury the puck, but is a good playmaker as well. Then the 4 players I also want to talk about. All these players are on a specific line, which is why I've noticed them a lot this final, that they will be impactful in this finals. And that's the Austin Bryan, Justin Hepditch, and Zach Hocko line. This line, this would be a good line to put out against Alex Crane in the Stars, because these guys are like gritty. They have the puck, they won't be scared to hit you like hard. They won't be afraid. If they need to like clothesline you or something, they might as well do it. Because I want to know how much hits that line threw in that semifinals, because there was a lot. Felt like every game, every time they were on the ice, there was this one big hit that got the bench riled up. So if Brian Hepditch and Hocko are still on the line in the finals, which I expect they would be, I'd say that they'd play against Alex Crane in the Stars. But then I wanted to talk about their AP players, the Caps. If you don't know what AP players are, they're like basically extra players in case you want to play them. But I don't think the Caps were allowed to play them though, since they had The Pinnacle Growlers, a U18 AAA team. Most of their Caps AP players were on that team, and because they were in the finals versus the East Coast Blizzard, they weren't able to play for the junior Caps. Now, the Growlers were, they lost in the finals yesterday night, last night, to the Blizzard, so congrats to the Blizzard for winning their championship. But that means for the Pinnacle Growlers that these following players could be on the team heading into this finals. The following players are Noah Boland, Ryan Daw, Landon Halbert, and Daniel Clearly. There is more to list off that have played for the Caps in this. Owen Barrington, Gavin Barrington are some to list off. I'm sure there's more that I'm missing out. But one guy in specific that I really look at is Ryan Daw and Landon Halbert. Ryan Daw played 3 games for the Moncton Wildcats last year, I believe. So he has QMJHL experience, major junior experience. If the Cats can get him on their team, maybe run that power play quarterback type of thing, he could be really impactful towards the junior Caps in this finals. Landon Halbert, of course, honestly, besides Brian Heptich and Taco, he was probably their most toughest player in the regular season. Only played 5 games, didn't put up any points, but he can throw big hits when the time comes right. He's a physical guy. He would be a good 4th line grinding guy. He could be good on that 4th line to play solid defense. And then don't doubt out Daniel Kearley or Noah Boland as well. These 2 guys are really good scoring players. Definitely produce a lot of offense and pretty solid defense. So we'll see how many of them end up playing for the junior Caps in the finals and who gets taken out of the lineup. Who may that be? And then, as I said before, I'm going to give you my predictions. This can go either way. I'm going to be honest with you. I could see CBN winning this. I could see the Caps winning this. I wouldn't be surprised either way. But in my final predictions, I have the team winning in 6 games, the St. John's Junior Caps. And is there a bit of bias in it? Yes, but I think that the Caps have all the tools to win this championship, the Taylor Cup, and I hope that they can win it at home as well at the Mary Brown Center, get a sold-out crowd out there. That would be pretty sick. Now, that may not happen, but it would be pretty cool if it did. Caps in 6 versus CBN. Finals hockey coming your way on Drew Knight, the Hockey Guy YouTube channel. That's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, you can like this video, you can subscribe if you really liked it. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, so if you can hit that subscribe button down below, I would truly appreciate it. That's it for today's video, guys, and I'll talk to you all again soon.